Hello friends. Let's continue with the subject power electronics. And in this session, we are going to discuss about requirements of a good power switch. In the previous lecture, we have discussed what is power electronics and what are the applications of it, advantages, disadvantages, right? Let's continue with the today's topic, requirements of a good power switch. So learning outcome, that is learner will be able to understand the requirements of a good power switch after attending this session. So what is an ideal power switch? A power switch which is ideal when it is turned on, there should be no voltage across it. A voltage across the switch must be zero. It should be able to carry any amount of the current. So current through it should be infinite or very large, and it should be turned on very quickly, instantly, or T on, that is turn on time, should be zero ideally, right? So this is the graphical representation of an ideal switch. You can see the VSW is the voltage across switch over here, which is this voltage should be zero. This current should be very large, and it should be, that is turn on time should be zero. So the moment I turn it on, immediately it should get turned on. It should not take some time to change the state from off to on, right? So that's a requirement when you are turning on. Similarly, when you want to turn off, the requirements are the other way around, that the current should be zero, and it should be able to, the voltage across it can be any amount of value, that is infinite value. This is called blocking capacity. So when it is in off state, a very large voltage it should be able to withstand, and at the same time there should not be any current through it. And once again, the requirement is that current through the switch must be zero. Switch can be turned off instantly, so T off time also should be zero. Ideal power switch should have, now what is going to be the situation? The switching frequency should be infinite. That means if you define switching frequency is equal to 1 upon T on plus T off. So as T on is zero, T off is zero, so 1 upon 0 is infinite. So very large switching frequency it can have if a switch is ideal. So very fast switching. Switching losses should be zero. What are switching losses? So whatever is the voltage across switch into whatever is the current through switch, that is the product is called switching losses. So during turning on time, if ideal switch is there, voltage across it is zero, so power is zero. During turning off, the current through it is zero. That's why it is zero. So in any case, the switching losses should be zero in an ideal power switch. But practical power switch cannot have all these features. What are these features? It cannot have zero on state voltage. It cannot have, it cannot carry infinite amount of current during turn off. During turn off, it cannot block infinite voltage. And even if it is turned off, a small leakage current is going to be there. Its switching frequency also cannot be infinite, and its switching losses also cannot be zero. So what is the requirement? In short, a good power switch, it should be having very low on state voltage. That is, whenever it is turned on, the voltage across it should be very, very small. It should be able to block a large voltage when it is off. Sorry, here the word should be off. It can carry large current when it is turned on. It should carry zero current, or current through it should be zero when it is off. Switching on off should be very, very low time. That is very quickly it should get turned on and turned off. And switching frequency, of course, should be very, very high. Right? So these are the requirements of a good power switch. Switching losses should be very, very low. And these are the requirements of a good power switch, right? So we are going to learn the devices. And so that's why before learning these devices, we are learning the requirements of a good power switch. One more thing is that what is switching loss? So you can see over here, switching power loss is nothing but the VSW into ISW. Now, ideally speaking, the T on should be 0 and T off should be 0, but practically no switch can get turned on in a 0 time. So let's say it is taking T on time over here. So this is the duration in which before switching on, the current was 0 and voltage was rated. And now it is getting turned on. So during that, current is increasing and you can see voltage is decreasing. So this is the duration in which both the voltage and current are non-zero. So product PSW is also going to be non-zero. So we can see that the switching during turn on, power loss is there. Similarly, during turn off, you can see the ideally current should go to 0, but it is taking some time to get to the minimum value or 0 value. And voltage is also rising by that time. So during this interval, the T off period, voltage and current both are non-zero value, and that's why power loss is there during switch off also. So in short, in a practical switch, this switching power loss cannot be eliminated. Now, based on which device is having how much power loss, we can select an appropriate switch. So during turn on, current is increasing, voltage across switch is decreasing, but not 0. Similarly, during turn off, voltage across switch is increasing, current through switch is decreasing, but not 0. So switching losses takes place during switching on and switching off in case of a practical switch, right? So you can see it depends on the duration, how long it takes to turn on or off, right? This is one of the very important factors. So for a good switch, this switching power loss should be low, right? So now with this background, we are going to discuss the power switching devices, power diode, power BJT, thyristor, power MOSFET, and IGBT. So before we discuss these devices and compare their operation, this session was aimed to create awareness about what is the requirement of a good power switch. And we are concluding over here that a good power switch should get turned on and off quickly. During turn on, on-state voltage should be very, very low. It should be able to carry high current during when it is turned on. When it is turned off, it should be able to block large voltage, and the current through it should be ideally 0. And at the same time, switching frequency should be very, very high for a good power switch, and switching power loss should be very, very low, right? So with this requirements in our mind, now we are going to discuss in subsequent sessions power diode, power BJT, thyristor, power MOSFET, and IGBT, and we'll compare their performance with one another, right? And this will help us in understanding when to select which device, right? So that's all in this session. I hope you enjoyed this session. We'll continue with the power diode in our subsequent lecture, right? Thank you.